p.m. IST by my watch, and you hear some of the kids maybe, and they are playing around. Good evening, everyone. I am Ridhima Dua for all of you, and we are back here for Ask Ridhima, Ask My Coachee. And this event, this entire process is basically to focus on getting people who is coaches of NLP and they talking about their experience, how has NLP helped them personally and professionally. And this platform also allows you time to talk to our coaches, to ask questions to our coaches, and in a way connect with them as well. So let's not waste our time. We are live on all platforms: Instagram, YouTube, and we are live on LinkedIn. We are live on the Facebook group as well. So I was just checking. Hello, everyone. Good evening there. I hope you're doing well. Let's get started and welcome one of the most loving, one of the amazing person I have ever met in my life. She is a professor of my own MBA college time from IMDR. She is also an entrepreneur. Her sense of humor has always surprised me, the way she handles things, and her metaphors are magical to hear. In fact, for all the entrepreneurs to know, she's also into organizational learning. She has a PhD in organizational learning, and she's also working with podcast company. And not even that, she also has BEI, that is behavior event interview, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, event interview, which can take care of all the different assessments, a tool for assessments for recruitment and appraisals. Let's welcome everyone, none other than my professor Vipra Tiwari, who has used NLP in her life personally and professionally. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Ridhima. And it is an honor for a teacher to be on a platform and to see her student go so far. And I wish you go far, far ahead, and I come along with you. Right. So
Thank
this
you
is
so
what
much.
teachers' dreams are made of. Thank you for making one of my dreams come true.
Wow.
Right. It is
I love you so
amazing
much.
to be same.
Great, lovely. So, ma'am, I have given you the agenda. We are here for around 45 minutes. We are live on all the platforms. And I would like you to talk to the people out here about you and also about different questions on NLP, which I would like, people to know about. I will keep asking you questions in between, as well as just to let you know, we do have a chat coming from all the platforms. So, viewers, you can ask your questions to Vipra ma'am directly on organizational learning this time, or also on NLP, both on the platform anywhere. I will pick up your questions and I will give it to Vipra ma'am as well, and you can answer those questions, ma'am. It would be glad for hearing your answers and your inputs on whatever they would like to ask you. Okay, all right. So let's proceed. I would like to let people know more about you, ma'am. So a little more about you from your side.
Uh, my name is Vipra. I'm mother of two kids who are 10 years apart. I qualification wise, I'm a BTech. Then I did my MBA in international business. Got drawn towards humanities. Did my MPN. And I've been working. I worked in a couple of colleges, but then since 2004, I have been with Deccan Education Society's IMDR as an assistant professor. As of now, I'm an adjunct faculty. And more than that, I'm a very simple person. I believe everything is good. Yeah, sometimes, and you know how जोड़ियां ऊपर बनती है. So I have a devil's advocate as my
Here the
husband,
metaphor
my
comes in
partner.
again.
Yeah. So I think, yeah, so that completes my little small family. And I have a great gang of friends, not many, but very close. And my life would be incomplete without them. And I'm very happy to say that 50% of that gang is my students. So I think IMDR gave me all my life that I have. I owe it to IMDR. And it was a place where I think I grew up there. I was 27, 26 when I joined there. And so it has been a lovely journey. But so I think for me, I am very blessed. I'm very blessed. For me, I did not have to segregate personal and professional because I found my life in that it's an ecosystem, right?
Mhm.
So a nice amalgamation of students, alumni, seniors, juniors. So it is a lovely this thing. So I think I'm very content and blessed, and I carry this blessing also in my personal life. So I have two kids. My daughter will be 17 next week, in a couple of weeks, and my son is 7.5. Uh, Trust me, Ridhima, if it was not for NLP between this 10-year of age gap, I would have succumbed to it, right? Because they're their own, they have different communication patterns, and दोनों अपने आप को एक ही age का समझते हैं. So as a mother, my challenge, yeah. So and I'm very happy that Ridhima, can I talk about how NLP happened to me,
Yes, that's just the next question.
right?
People would love to hear about it. How NLP happened
Yeah.
to you?
So again, if you remember, you had come to IMDR for some kind of a very small interactive session with a closed group. That time, the placement committee in my college was going through a very tough time, right? The internal struggles, and it was a tough time outside. Then, I don't know if you remember, I remember the name of the girl, but I would not take. She was the placement head, yeah, placement committee, this thing. So she immediately got up after your session was over, and the speech she gave for 2 minutes, I and my colleague Giribala, we just looked at each other and said, "ये बच्चे हमसे ऐसे क्यों नहीं?" Right? It was very dil se, yeah. And I told her that time that I've been hearing about NLP a lot. Trust me, मुझे सिर्फ full form पता था, yeah. And then I did not even research. And then you called me, and I think you remember I told you, रिद्धिमा मुझे ये करना है और तुम ही से करना है, right? So I think you were made for me, right? And in the first class, you told me that if something comes to you, it is made for you, right? So I think it was made for me. It very naturally happened, right? It was very effortless for me, and it made so many things become very real, uh, or I would say easily acceptable. Right? I could drop down a lot of barriers that I had constructed on my own. So I think this is how it happened. Yeah, and trust me, I did no research because this is how I am, but I would like to go and experience it in its true form, in absolute stack. It's fine for me. I would not want to go prep for it. So this
So,
is how it had happened. And I've read a lot, read in the sense I've been hearing this term so much. It is so much in demand, right? Especially in the field of training and development, learning and development, right? Even in sales, there's so much in demand. So,
mhm,
and now it has only increased. Yeah, so
mhm.
for 3, 4 years back, it was pretty much, I think it must have gone up by 5, 10 times. I don't know, but this is what I feel.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So just to tell audience over there a little more again, uh, ma'am is my own professor, and she coming to me and telling me that I would like to learn NLP from you. I was like, okay, mm-hmm, all right, what's happening? So that is something which was very different as an experience. It was an honor, of course, and it is a point where you feel that now it's your responsibility to make sure that each and every thing which we do using NLP, or which I am going to say at that time 4 years back I'm going to teach or work, is very, very simple. It's very natural. And you've used the word again, ma'am. It also happened naturally to you. And I think this is one of the very interesting word, a very interesting word for a lot of people professionally to utilize. That when they go for their own hard presentations, at times over prep may lead them to overstress, and they can use their own natural spontaneity to be best at what they are, because their unconscious just does things for them. I'm going to ask more questions to Vipra ma'am. I have one question already from Richa. I have my own questions for the audience. So I'll take Richa's question here, and then, ma'am, I have another question ready. So, Richa, hi, good evening over there. Love you, darling, for the new code work which you are doing. She's also a new code NLP. She's practicing new code NLP with us. She's gone through the diploma classes, and now she is going to give her evaluations and get the diploma in new code by John and by NLP Academy London. So she has a question. Her question is, how has NLP training helped you in HR work? She is asking a question, and her question is,
Yeah.
how has NLP
Ah,
training
okay.
helped you in HR work? Because you are into organizational learning, you are doing your PhD, you did your PhD, you are working with people into this field.
Okay, so thank you, Richa, for this question. And a special mention of Richa for this because organization learning is a very new facet. And trust me, we have all been doing it. But now, when you put things in perspective, it becomes so much more easier. And I think you can just take it in your stride, play with it, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
how have I used it in HR? So, I'll be very specific in my answer to you, Richa. For example, I take one particular course called as emotional intelligence, right? Now, emotional intelligence, it's a vast ocean. Yeah, it's a vast ocean. So, the first unit, yeah, I would say the first segment of my course says that, what are the what are the symptoms of low EQ and what are the symptoms of high EQ, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I give my students a very normal assignment. Yeah. So I say,
Mm-hmm.
okay, identify what you are, right? Identify. Then can we give you a journey? So and again, it is voluntary. So students will take up which symptom qualifies them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They will pick up what is it that they want to do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It is their choice. But when they do it, this is generally a very small class, right? I think largest number of students would be some 16 or something. So I give 16 different assignments
Okay.
depending on each one. So I invest time with each student, right?
Mm-hmm.
Try to find out. And how I find out that, that process is very NLP driven, is what I
Wow.
realized. And the exercises that I give them, yeah, are towards challenging their mental models, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
or not challenging, I would say, making them aware of their mental models. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
what would they like to? Asking the I think one of the cardinal points here is the intention, right? So, what
Mm-hmm.
is your intention? Yeah, it is. Aridhima, it is such a powerful thing, such a powerful thing. Uh, why am I not doing it? Right. So the question here is not why actually. Yeah,
Absolutely.
do it. Right. So this has helped me tremendously, and I'm very happy to say that I started this some 3 4 years back to introduce this course in India, and um, I think I've got individual student that the satisfaction that each student gets, that and
Wow.
everybody's on a different journey on their own of their choice. So I think
Mm-hmm.
there is a big win-win. Yeah, so that is one way that I would say this is what I do. Second, Richa, what I do is, for example, the VACOG model. Yeah, it is such a simple, yeah, simple to understand. Yeah, um, unfortunately, हमें अच्छा लगता है complex चीज, we get drawn towards them. I don't know why, but ऐसा होता है, थोड़ा अरे बड़ा word है ये है. So, for example, if you have to train them for an interview, right? For
Mm-hmm.
example, a typical interview question, where do you see yourself at? अरे वो बंदा देखना पूछ रहा है, where do you see? And हम उसको आंसर कहते हैं, well, the vision and mission. हमें खुद ही नहीं, उस बंदे को खुद ही नहीं दिख रहा उसके कंपनी का vision and mission, right? So you have to be very specific, right? So can you give him can you draft? I will not say draft, but can you use certain words so हम वो बंदे को दिखे, right? It is a very visual thing, for example. Yeah, this is one very. So I have used this a lot on these lines.
I'm just writing it for many others who are also viewing you, and I just wrote that being specific and use certain words using the VAC, visual, auditory, kinesthetic styles of
Yeah, yeah,
communication,
yeah.
which you're talking.
Right, right,
This is
right.
so amazing. I mean, why is it not taught at the point when the guys have to give interview? I mean, this is a
And
simple
why HR?
thing.
See, human resources starts at home. So one of my resources, my husband. So abhi all our arguments. So I tell him, "Hey, you don't understand because you're kinesthetic. I don't understand because I'm visual." So you coming from an R&D background, nicely likes logic, huh? So logic bun jata hai. So that is another way to use it. See, I mean, it is not a user there. It is life. I think NLP is life.
Wow, wow, that's so interesting. I hope, Richa, that you have heard Vipra ma'am's answer, and if you have anything else to ask, please feel free. She's just like a star, and she would go into the real stories and the real examples which she have utilized, which she have practiced, which she has done, and she would give you anything what just comes spontaneously with her real examples. So keep asking questions, everyone, and Vipra ma'am is going to be here back. She was talking about people who doesn't know NLP. She was talking about one word intention, which is the key in my life also. What she was saying, and the word intention has a lot depth meaning to what is actually it seems like. So my proposition to all of the people over there, professionals, people in HR, people in L&D, or people in anywhere, wherever, whatever you do, or whatever you're not able to do, please remember to ask yourself, if you're not able to do, what's the intention you want to do? And we have Vipra ma'am back. And I was saying, ma'am, to all of them, the word intention can be asked anywhere. Let's move on to another question which I have, and keep asking me the question here on the chat. I can see some of the questions. I sometimes don't see as well. So I will have to go back and see. Okay, Vipra ma'am, are you back? Can you hear me? No, I can't hear you. No, I can't hear you auditorily. I can't hear you. Could you just check your connection? Okay, she's going to come back. Till then, I would like you all to ask us any questions which you feel like. One other thing which Vipra ma'am was talking about was the meta model. The meta model is coming from the way, the styles of questions which John Richard and, okay, here she is come.
Yeah.
John Richard, 1 second, ma'am. Okay, I was just closing on the meta model, which also you were talking while you were not there, utilizing the time, and telling people you were utilizing WAC, you were utilizing intention, and you were utilizing meta challenge. And if we combine all these three together in conversations, conversations become much stronger, and I think very aligned, in a process where people don't feel stuck. People would feel easy and solution oriented, just using these three steps. Identifying WAC, challenging the meta, and using the WAC in conversations with anyone. Okay, Vipra ma'am, I have another question. I would like you to also tell people how NLP can be utilized by entrepreneurs. You are also a budding entrepreneur. You are going to be, working with many other companies as well. You're already working with a podcast company. So, how entrepreneurs can utilize NLP?
Um, so, see, podcast communication is nothing new to me, right? I have been into communication, and we also presented a paper in the University of Split, and we came up with an alternative model, and it was very well accepted. But when it comes to podcast,
Mm-hmm.
it's a different ball game altogether.
Mm-hmm.
So, for here, I'll be very frank. I think I and all those who want to become better entrepreneurs should do the new code NLP with you. So seriously, I'm gonna go for that. But how it so there I had certain assumptions, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and these and I'm not saying I've given up on assuming. It is
It's a
something which
process.
I work on, but I am not scared of challenging them now, right?
Wow.
And ask myself the same question that okay, if not this, then what? Yeah. So I remember that model which we did, that if there is a greater gain, right,
Mm-hmm.
or the great gain,
Mhm. Mhm.
So I keep dwaddling between these two, right?
Mhm.
And so one is my assumptions, and second is doing things which I was afraid of, yeah,
Mhm.
scared of. And
Mhm.
trust me, this could be as simple as maintaining an Excel sheet. Yeah,
Mhm.
it could be
Yeah,
as simple as, because the Excel sheets,
absolutely.
keeps growing, and उसका size बढ़ता जाता है, तो it becomes overwhelming. So I use your this thing. So I can make it smaller in my mind, right? So I like this, yeah. So for example, I really did this. Yeah, I looked at it in my mobile phone. Chota dikhta hai. Laptop pe mat dekho. So things like that, And I think why entrepreneurship is something, I'm very very ashamed to tell you that my MBA is from an entrepreneurship institute. और
Okay.
वो करने के 16 साल बाद मुझे entrepreneurship बनने का ख्वाब आया. So, thanks to my institute. But
Uh-huh.
sorry. So one of the things is that I believe, again, things come to you. Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I don't know whether I've been lucky, but I have been very receptive. Yeah. One of
Mhm.
the things which, as I was telling earlier, that giving up those barriers which we have created on our own. Yeah. Which we have
Mhm.
created on our own.
Mhm.
So giving up those barriers, it is not easy. Yeah.
Mhm.
But it is, there is a little charm. So I like surprises. तभी इसमें
Mhm.
बहुत surprise है. So I think so. करके देखो. You don't have, I don't think so we have anything to lose. कुछ नहीं मिला तो experience मिलेगा. But I don't think कुछ नहीं मिलेगा, right? मुझे वो दिखता नहीं है, as I always tell you that I have to see it, no. So मुझे नहीं मिला, ये नहीं दिखता है. So I'm using that. So
Mhm.
let's be somewhere, enjoy the journey, right?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
good if
Mhm.
you have a partner to journey with, great. नहीं तो व्यू देखो, अच्छा है. Hope I
View
might.
देखो. View देखो. And she's using again the visual. View देखो. She's again used the visual. Excel बड़ा लग रहा है, छोटा कर दो.
Yeah.
The strategies which you are identifying for yourself and working with the strategies, that's something very key, right? What was your aha in this whole process? I think one of the things which I've observed a lot with you, ma'am, is that you've been continuously practicing and doing some of the other thing and aligning it with NLP and challenging self and multiple things. What has been your ahas in it?
So it's not that I pick up an NLP tool and use it. I
Mhm.
think my life is around. It has become very intricately woven with my daily life. Yeah,
Mhm.
whether it is the time factor, that how
Mhm.
to shrink the time. Bore हो रहे तो, yeah. ये ऑनलाइन क्लासेस में तो टीचर भी बोर होता है. So I've worked it, so used it so much. And so there are so many things, right? And I think there is so much more which I'm yet to explore. Please, I am yet to do the new code NLP, and which I repeat that yes, I am gonna do it. But
Mhm.
this is something which and you know why I will do it, because
Mhm.
I have a very good experience of making it a very much integral part of my own life, right?
Wow.
So behavioral event interview that I was talking about, I the other day we thought it is nothing but very much NLP, right?
Hmm.
When you
Mhm.
deep down into an experience, your experiential this thing. So
Mhm.
uh,
Mhm.
think so my aha moments, there's not one aha moment, but many. But one, the first day, you had used a music and you asked all of us to close our eyes, and so that the picture that I saw
Mhm.
in
Mhm.
my, um, that is a magic visual for me.
Mhm.
So when I'm feeling low, there are times na you feel low. I'm not always so happy chirpy. In fact, अभी मेरा happy chirpy moment तुम्हारे साथ ही ज़्यादा हो रहा है. So वो that visual is very very is my aha moment. I possibly want to be there.
Mhm. Mhm.
So
Mhm.
those
Mhm.
that water, those
And she's
lotuses,
going into it now again.
yeah, keep me, yeah.
Wow, nice. You can again enjoy it the way you were doing it right now again. You actually just did.
Yes, yes.
That's amazing. And how it can help women. We are coming towards the Women's Day celebration, 8th of March, and it would be great to have your view on how women in general life, personally and professionally, can use all the tools as a combination and integrate it. How they can do that.
Um, eh, Pardon me, but I don't know why I feel that women will be better at using this. I may be completely wrong. My
Generalization.
apologies for being so general talking, but because we have so many contexts. Right? When I say we, I'm talking about me and people like me whom I know, right? So
Mhm,
there are so many. There's a motley of context. No two contexts are similar. Work, professional, relatives, friends, right?
mhm,
Me myself, yeah, my own time, right? So there are
mhm,
so different contexts, right?
mhm.
I'm not saying that the men don't have, so I'll not go into that aspect. But because if we are
Great.
talking International Women's Day, let me stick to women. So yes, one, I would say, I'll give you my example. I don't know, my role as
Sure.
a what I enjoy the most,
Oh
right?
yes, we are
So
waiting for your examples. Yeah.
yeah. So my son, yeah, my son is a CP kid. So which is nothing great, just that his lowest ankle muscles do not allow him to walk freely, as freely as he would want to, right? For the time being. So when he started going to school, I mean kindergarten, whatever. So they, writing and all. So I would wonder that why is he not able to write. So for 10 times write C, 10 times write D. So
Mm-hmm.
then one day, I don't know what occurred. So the pacing method that Ridhima had taught me, I mean, he was sleeping. And the next morning, when I sat with him on the table, it occurred to me that he's getting bored.
Uh-huh.
Now, possibly he could not comprehend. He could not say keep boring hai. So what I thought was, if I want him to write, say letter A, I gave him all these spellings with pictures where A had to be filled in, right? So then he wrote so many A's because he was getting bored, right?
Mm-hmm.
My daughter, I'm very proud to say that whatever is my age, and she will be 17. we we
And
are
ma'am is still young.
we are best of friends, right? So we're best of
Wow.
friends. And I am so happy to discuss anything, whether it is her disinterest in politics, to her interest in music, to whatever, the relationship, sex, whatever, right? There is nothing that is taboo, right? And I think rapport building is something which helped me. Yeah, and she went through a difficult time, right? Because 10th May COVID, and she was trying. She knew she was gonna get so many percentage, etc., etc. So that I thought it would be a little difficult for me to handle, but
Mm-hmm.
I could pace so well with her that
Wow.
it was not a maybe whatever. Of course, she was disappointed because she that the charm of mujhe jaake board exam dena hai. She
Mm-hmm.
thought that it was more about she was ripped off a lifetime opportunity of going and writing, taking a board exam. But
Mm-hmm.
so that something. So rapport building, pacing, I have used extensively.
Mm-hmm.
Another example is where so my son, because of his issue in the leg,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes the therapist tries a lot of things, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I get all the good people. That is another blessing to me. So whether it is Ridhima at one end, or it's the best occupational therapist in the city, so I get all the best people who, and they come to me. Yeah? So I think thank God for it. Gratitude, 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 nothing else. So you try different muscles. So kabhi pain hota hai. So we had to go to a specialist for certain now the invasive, a little more invasive technique. So the doctor asked me, so I told him, "Isko वहाँ pain hota hai." So he said, "How
Mm-hmm.
do you know?" I just told him
Fantastic.
because I've paced with him. मुझे भी वहाँ pain हो रहा है, right? So I think that has been magical. It has been magic.
Mm-hmm.
I always say that it is no magic, but it is magical. So it is how you take it, how you use it, how you apply it, and use it organically. ऐसे list लेके मत बैठो. Bucket list के आइए technique 2-3 तारीख को वो technique. That kills the. Yeah. It is not. Some people do that. I know that they said हम ऐसा कर सकते हैं क्या? So I was like, no, please, थोड़ा सा life में romance रखो. Use things as they come. So that is.
Wow. Wow, wow. I think what you're trying to say is that use it with that romance which you have for life, for yourself. Use it with that romance, and it's nothing but Valentine, for example, the word, the association of romance or Valentine or love is so different that the things become just very natural and very effortless.
So see,
And
we
it
are saying
just
two things today: Valentine's and International Women's Day.
yeah, look at the association. Look at the association. Exactly. Yeah. And coming to the point, yes, I think NLP, though, what I have seen, the way you have been conversing, the way you have been communicating with both of the lovely children is just awesome. The way you have used pacing with Angad and made him walk, and I remember you calling me up and being overwhelmed and saying that, oh, you know what, he said to the therapist, I will walk more than what she actually thinks.
Yeah,
And that's what happened that day.
right, right. In fact,
And
Emma,
it was
we
like
should do,
awe moment.
yeah, we should do it because your rhythm of that tada, tada, tada is he
Your voice
associates that.
is Mhm, mhm, mhm. Yeah, yeah. Ma'am, you were breaking. Hello,
Uh,
am I
yeah,
here with you?
yeah, I can hear you, but your
Hello.
video is.
Yes. Hello, everyone. I'm here back. This is something which is very, very important. Okay, 1 second. 1 second. People, this is something which is very, very important and very close to my heart, which I would like to discuss with all of you. And that is what I was telling ma'am right now. I would repeat it because it was getting disconnected. I was saying that the way ma'am has used pacing and the way she has utilized and used it for communication. I remember when ma'am called me for saying that Angad's therapist thought that he would not work for so long in that therapy and he was so much into it. And what ma'am was just now talking about was also about that association of rhythm. And I think, ma'am, we established that rhythm 3 years or 3.5 years back,
Right.
3.5 years back,
Yeah,
more than 3 years, maybe,
3 years for sure.
for that walk. Yeah. And he still associates with that feeling, with that rhythm,
Right. Yes,
and
he does.
he walks.
He it,
It's so brilliant to see how are you using it, ma'am. It's
hmm.
that is something which I love about people who practice NLP. That is what I love about people who. Yeah, you're back. You're back, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes. So I
Vipra,
think,
ma'am, you're back.
yeah, yeah. Am I audible? Am
It is
visible?
okay to have. It is. Yeah, you are audible a little, but then your video is freezed. We
Okay.
can't. Yes, now you're back. You're
Okay.
back.
Yeah.
We
Yes.
are waiting to
Yes.
hear from you. Yeah, you're saying something.
He still associates it, and not that I have repeated it, but it has that it has gone into his unconscious.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He uses it for to maybe relax. The not
Uh-huh.
doing it was more for the shoulders to go back, relax, and
Yeah.
all. But
Yeah. Yeah.
this is he himself
Wow.
using it. So here I think when you work with someone, yeah, not
Mm-hmm.
someone, when you work with someone, how
Mm-hmm.
this becomes an integral part of that person's knowledge repository, a toolkit for that person is again very
Mm-hmm.
interesting. And this happens naturally. Yeah? This is a kid,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. 4 साल का 5 साल का बच्चा, yeah,
Hmm. Hmm.
it
Hmm.
can happen. So amazing.
It is. It's very, very overwhelming for both
They
of
do it
us
in
and how we
schools.
connect.
In schools also, they should have at least something which they can pick up.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
then
That's
school
all.
is watching, please do something.
She's so, well, please, school people who are watching this, do something for it. Fantastic. Okay, I have one more question for you, ma'am. How people can integrate? Like there are so many tools. People are coming to me and they are, going through tool one to tool three, four, five. And what I observe is that you have made this as an integral part of you. It just comes naturally to you. You're using it in, like, all like ecosystem. So it's
Right.
like, if I have my people in my ecosystem, my
Mhm.
NLP is also inside that ecosystem. It is not like this, it's just like that. And that is what the message which I would like all of them, people who are hearing us, to understand, that don't do NLP just to think that it is going to help you only in this objective, that objective, or just a profession here, etc. I think, in my perspective, it's all about integration of this tool in life, in you, in the ecology. What is your take, and how can people understand this? How can they do it also?
Okay, I think understanding will come with experience. When
Mm-hmm.
you experience something positive, because see, in the beginning, everybody will be very objective about it,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
This my feeling that this is this has become a part of my life is in retrospect.
Mm-hmm.
When I completed my course, when I started using it, yeah, of course I used it uh, objectively, right?
Mm-hmm.
कि जहां जहां रिद्धिमा ने बोला वहां वहां यूज करेंगे, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Then it occurred. So when you use it, yeah, uh, you don't become a part of it. Let it become a part of you is what I think, right?
Wow.
Then
Mm.
you'll find it. Yeah, you will find it. Find its place. It will find its place on its own in your life, right? I would only say that be receptive, be very open to it. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Mm-hmm.
but do identify the barrier. I can understand. People may have certain barriers. So please identify those. That is it fear? Is there some skepticism? It could be just pure laziness. Yeah, it could
Mm-hmm.
be forgetfulness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
"अरे, आप ये कर लेते तो." It happens, right? It happens.
Mm-hmm.
So I think with experience over a time this will build. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, अभी
Mm-hmm.
Valentine, yeah. So over a time love will क्या grow, emerge. So पहले ही दिन में मतलब तुमको प्यार भी चाहिए. So it may not happen. So like that.
So, what is your recommendation? Like, what I understand, what you're saying is very simple. Do it, experience it, and let it flow naturally. And the results would be, you would not know that where are you using, but when you would retrospect, you would start maybe knowing or becoming conscious or becoming aware rather than conscious, that, oh, okay, I'm using this tool and this is helping me. Let me use it a little more, a little more, and a little more.
So here I'll take help of my students. So as I told you that I give them this individual exercise, they map going from. So I ask them to log. I ask
Mm-hmm.
them to write. I think one could do that
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
this is a three and a half month course, right? And we
Mm-hmm.
do this right in the beginning. First three
Mm-hmm.
classes do this, right? Over 3 months, they can always go back to their file and see, oh, see, this is what was happening to me,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And trust me, not all, of course, but I have a handful of students every year who come back and say, ma'am, this helped me immensely. This is
Yeah.
actually what I wanted to work on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So this is, so I think one of the things, if I have to answer that objectively, please log. And what do you have to log? You have to log your experience, right? How are you feeling? Yeah, uske baad how are you feeling? What did you do? Right? I think Ridhima can help that. What was stopping you? Yeah, रिद्धिमा तुम्हारा ये क्वेश्चन मुझे बहुत डराता है. So what stops you? AK-47. What
The
stops?
question is like a fire. The question is like AK-47, given by John Grinder and Richard in their own studies in Meta. And the moment I also have that question,
What stops you?
The practice of meta has to be in such a way for people individually that whatever they think that it is not possible, hello, what stops you? I can't do this. Hello, what stops
And
you?
you know why it scares? Because 100% of the times the answer is me. I'm that idiot.
And it's so fun to find out that, okay, I'm the one, so can I also make it?
So
And
many limits
also,
that we put to ourselves, no?
yeah, yeah,
We
absolutely. Yeah, right.
script.
So, do you think that NLP can help people to get over their barriers, get over their limitations, and get over what they think using the tools and techniques and with our program also?
Absolutely. One, because I have experienced it and I will experience it more with you further and with the new code NLP. And also that, until asked, we never do this for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
कौन सुबह उठ के सोचेगा मेरी बैरियर्स क्या है? सब गरम नींबू पानी पियेंगे. So, कौन who will investing is not a very natural thing that we do,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
and which is so much, which is so important, so important. So I think yes, this is, and why it will work is because it will help you in taking things naturally, easily, smoothly. Yeah, you,
Wow.
there's a huge basket. Pick and choose what works for you. Is what I think. Ridhima, you taught me so many things, but maybe I have not exhaustively used all, right? But whatever I have used, so now again I feel this temptation to go back to the books and see, अरे ये रह गया, ये करके देखते हैं. I will be very honest, yes नहीं किया है, but अब करूँगी मैं, you know. So because now that I have a little more time, I just submitted my thesis. So some 3 months back, 3 months में time था, या नहीं, but अब करूँगी. So
Fantastic, fantastic. I think what you would like, or the message to all the audience who is viewing this, there are a lot of people who doesn't know NLP, and you have just summarized it saying that it's a basket and you can use it the way you would like to. It's all about experiencing these techniques with yourself. And what would it do is it would, of course, make you a better version of yourself, because you would not get up in the morning and challenge yourself every day. And you might prefer a cup of coffee or a cup of tea or a garam nimbu pani. And instead of that, if you do NLP, you would challenge, and also with the process, you will have things coming naturally, easily, smoothly, and it will happen in the process. Though you will be challenged a lot as well. This is for all the people who doesn't know NLP. Thank you so much, ma'am. It was wonderful to hear you. What is the message which you would like to give it to people who doesn't know NLP? Any other beautiful metaphor from you? Any other story from you for people who doesn't know NLP at all, and how it can help them?
you learn NLP, use NLP to become smarter than your smartphone.
Oh wow,
It
that's
is
so smart.
it is not an app. Yeah, but use the app and become smarter than your smartphone is what I would say.
Wow. Okay, that's so deep. I think that's very very deep. I was sending a message today around, we talk about reading a book. And to close, for all of you who is listening to this beautiful conversation by Vipra ma'am, which was very interesting, I think very different and very natural in a way, who has used NLP for herself professionally, personally, completed her PhD. That was also one of the goals which she came with, an objective of
Yay!
NLP.
Thank you, Ridhima, because I'd come to a plateau. My brain cells told me, "अब हम काम नहीं करेंगे," and then Ridhima came and fired the hell out of them. So I yes, so sorry. I wanted to mention that it
That's
would not
okay.
have been possible without you. Yeah. So I'd imagined myself doing such a great job, and then I was told, "Hey, this is your place," and so my brain cells gave up, and then Ridhima came to rescue. Thank you, Ridhima, for that push. Yeah.
Oh, you just had it with you. I just challenged. What stops you? Nothing else. So you were there, ready. And I was just going to tell all of you for the closing. You all were hearing Vipra ma'am in a very simple way. You can connect with Vipra ma'am also personally on the LinkedIn. You can talk to her, and people who are watching us on LinkedIn, people who are into HR, you can connect with her for the behavior event interview for your employees, for assessment of recruitment or appraisals or things like that. Towards the closing, I wanted to tell all of you about NLP, neuro linguistic programming. I want to keep it simple. Experiencing the book is more important than reading the book.
Absolutely.
It's as simple as that. So, if you want to experience yourself and know deeper about self, this is the place. That's all. Nothing else. So, experience self more.
Lovely, lovely.
Great. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your time. Thank you,
Thank you
viewers, for your questions.
so much, everyone. It was great.
Yeah, exactly. It is great, and all the days are great. So, have a great evening, all of you. I will see you live after 15 days again, which is on the 1st of March, nearing to International Women's Day, of course. And we'll have one more woman talking about NLP and giving you more experience. It's not that men has not done it. You have also heard Umesh Chaudhary. You're also going to hear Kirat Patel, who is also an experiential consultant, doing NLP, practicing it every day in his life. So there are many different kind of diverse people which we have in our group, in our community, people from psychology, counseling, coaching, management studies, HR, L&D, IT professionals, anyone. I don't think NLP can be restricted to one category, because everyone has the body and everyone would like to experience an experience for better version of yourself. So see you live the next week on 1st of March. On Tuesday, Ask My Coachee. We will also have a webinar on NLP for how to use NLP in coaching, that is specifically for coaching. And if you are looking for having more ideas of how can NLP be used in coaching, you can join us on 24th of Feb, Thursday evening at 6 o'clock. See you then. Thank you, everyone. Take
Thank
care. Bye
you. Bye.
bye.